Niagara Regional Chair Jim Bradley joins us this morning for an update on how Niagara is coping with the ongoing pandemic and lots more. Good morning, good to see you.
Good to see you, Bob.
So recently the region, of course, we're into vaccine certificates and whatnot, and many municipal administrations are enforcing it within council and staff, and that was certainly the case with Niagara Region. But then you've got like West Lincoln Mayor Dave Bilsma. How do you make sure that councillors fall in line with mandatory vaccines and certificates?
Well, for the region, our regional council makes the rules for our employees, and that includes members of regional council. Each of the 12 municipalities in Niagara make their own rules up. I suspect that many of them will follow the path that the regional council has put forward, but each of those councils make their own decision, and they try to reflect the feeling of the people in their community. But certainly at the Niagara region, a motion was passed that all staff and members of council be vaccinated or be tested on a very frequent basis, or have a letter from a doctor saying why they cannot. So we're not breaking any new ground. Many municipalities, including Hamilton, are doing that, and I think it has pretty good support across the region.
What has been the reaction with your council and staff?
They generally very good. There are always people who have some qualms about these things, but overwhelmingly there's support for it because it protects not only the staff itself, but it also protects the people who interact with the staff. And we're seeing this right across the province now, so it's not something new. It's not something we're doing independent of others, and it's something that ultimately is going to benefit the health of the people of our area.
Mm-hmm. But you're speaking of qualms, has it become an issue, or do you anticipate one with the West Lincoln mayor?
He has his views on this that affect himself, but I don't know what his council will do in this particular matter. He has indicated publicly that he is not vaccinated and doesn't intend to be vaccinated. That is his decision. He's welcome to make that decision, but he, as well as myself and all of us, must comply with the rules of the region when we're dealing with the regional issues.
Okay, so we'll see how that plays out. By the way, do you have a new chief administrative officer?
We're in the process of finalizing that at this time. We've had a committee which has done a very thorough search right across the country in terms of people applying. The interviews have taken place, and ultimately a decision will be announced in the near future.
Okay, let's talk about the current work of council. Lots of debate recently on how the 20-year development incentive program and how it impacts taxpayers. Where is that at right now?
Well, council asked for a staff report. Staff came back with a report that's very extensive, and essentially it recommends phasing out some of these incentive programs and placing a much greater emphasis on those which would bring about affordable housing. Ultimately, it came to council. There was a lengthy debate, and a motion was passed asking staff to go back and point out to members of council what the costs would be of each of these programs and how best we can reach our goals, one of the best being, of course, that of affordable housing.
Yes, and what kind of development are you seeing there or hope to see on the horizon?
Well, as across the province, so many municipalities are looking for intensification, having more rental housing available, for instance, more townhouses, apartments, and so on, and semi-detached, those kinds of things which ensure that the costs are going to be lower for people who wish to go into that kind of housing. So we're working very hard on that. It's part of our official plan, of course, and we think that ultimately we will see some considerable progress in this regard.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for spending some time with us this morning. Are they giving you the weekend off?
No such thing. There's no rest for the wicked.
Okay. Well, we got your weekend weather anyways, wherever you're going to be. Regional Chair Jim Bradley, thanks for joining us this morning. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Bob.